So my hair's starting to grow out again and I'm gonna need for a new cut. I always tell you guys that my usual schedule is I go to the barbershop every 2 to 3 weeks, but that gets pricey and also requires a lot of time. So if time or money is an issue and you can't go that often, here are a couple things you can do to make each individual haircut last you longer. So the first thing you can do is get a haircut that is conducive to growth. So what does this mean? For example, haircuts like mine that have a skin fade or skin taper, or even undercuts that completely shave off the sides aren't really conducive to growth. You need to go every 2 to 3 weeks to keep that haircut looking fresh. On the other hand, if you have fuller haircuts that are more classic, you can grow out your hair for 4 weeks plus, and the extra length on the sides and on top won't be that much more noticeable. So a general rule of thumb is that the shorter your hair is, the more often you're gonna need to get it cut to keep its shape. Number 2 is to learn how to manage it at home. And this by no means to do a full haircut on yourself, but just manage it so it doesn't look too messy. So there's usually a couple areas that are telltale signs that you're in need for a haircut. For example, your sideburns are getting long, your neckline is developing a neck scarf, or you're starting to grow hair here around your ear area. Usually when hair is getting out of control in these areas, it means that you're in need for a cut, but you can easily manage it yourself with some regular clippers. I'm gonna have the clippers that I use linked down below. I'm gonna have a couple linked down below so you guys can check them out, but you can get them on Amazon for like 20-30 bucks from Panasonic, Braun, or Remington, and any of these will do the job. It's a pretty easy task, and really the only area where it's gonna be hard is your neckline. So unless you can get a friend or an extra pair of hands, you might wanna use a second mirror. Number 3 goes along with tip number 1 is to adopt a hairstyle that is also conducive to growth. So hairstyles like messy slick backs or the brush up are great for that grow out period, because any extra half an inch or inch really isn't going to change much of the style. Whereas if you have something more put together like a swept crew cut or a side part, that extra length, that extra volume will definitely change your hairstyle. So if you can adopt a hairstyle that can manage the extra length, you'll be good for 4 weeks plus without having to go to the barbershop. Number 4 is to not shampoo so often. Now I know this one's a little bit hard for a lot of us, especially if you go to the gym all the time. But what happens when you shampoo is that you're stripping the natural oils of your hair, which means that your hair is gonna get frizzier more easily. Your goal when you're trying not to go to the barbershop is to give the illusion that your hair is not any longer or crazier than what it should be. You wanna keep it nice and tight. When you strip your hair from the oils, you'll get more frizz and more volume, which is gonna make your hair look messier. So I suggest you shampoo only 2 to 3 times a week, and every day that you don't shampoo, just wash your hair out with water to remove any dirt or sweat. And finally, number 5 is to use the right styling product. This goes along with tip number 4. Again, you're going for the illusion of nicely kept hair, nothing that's wild or crazy or like you're screaming for a cut. And when you use certain products like gels, pomades, or waxes, these products usually have a lighter hold, which will require you to use more product since your hair is growing out, and will also make your hair look greasy and dirty. This is not what you want. Instead, opt for dry and matte products. So products like clays and paste are the best way to go. So these usually have stronger holds and will leave you that matte finish, which is exactly what you want. All right, boys, that's it for today's video. Hopefully that helps you save a little bit of money and time from going to the barbershop and helps you look clean. On the other hand, if you want a sharp cut with tight sides, there really isn't much you can do other than going every 2 to 3 weeks to keep it nice and fresh. So that's it for this week's video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to drop us a like down below. See you next time.